Hi, I'm Mark Mastone with Velocity Sports Performance in Norwood, Mass. And we're going to do a hip mobility video series. Hip mobility is important because it helps your athleticism through improving your squat, your jump, your running mechanics, and your cutting. Along with helping your athleticism, it helps prevent injuries, common injuries, such as hip strains, labral tears, and low back pain. So part one concerns the anterior hip, or the front of the hip, specifically with the hip flexors. So if you don't have enough mobility through that hip extension pattern, because of your tight hip flexors, then what's going to happen, you won't be able to activate your glutes, you won't be able to have force production, just like in a baseball swing. So we're going to talk about some hip flexor stretches. A very basic stretch to do is just the nailing hip flexor stretch. This isolates the psoas, so you're going to get down in this position. Now, what you'll see a lot of compensations is when people rock forward, their low back is going to be arched like this. The reason that is that hip flexor, that psoas, attaches on the front part of your spine. So what you want to do is your low back is controlled by your pelvis. In this case, I like to tell the athlete that pretend they're wearing a belt. Their belt buckle is pulled up towards their face or up towards their belly button, and that's going to straighten out that low back. Then you're going to squeeze the glute on that back side and then lean forward, and that's going to be a very intense hip flexor stretch. So the next progression to that is we're going to still be in that same position. That pelvis is going to be tucked posteriorly up just like that, and what we're going to do is, if we're going to want the fascia that runs up and down, we're going to take our hand to a diamond, put it to the pocket, reach up and away. And what that'll do is that's going to help isolate that psoas again, while also getting all the fascia, connective tissue that surround each muscle, up and down that front of the hip. So we're going to rock just like that, and a little bit of a side bend toward that up knee. The next progression is, all you really need to know about this is a very simple way to fix it. Is you're just going to dip that back heel in towards your midline while reaching up like that. And that's not only going to get the psoas and the fascia, but it's going to get a little bit of that hip capsule as well. Tune in next time for progressions on the hip series.